Hello everyone, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Since the last episode, I honestly didn't do a whole lot, but I did realize two major things. First, I had already made another tin bronze pickaxe at some point prior to the last episode, and secondly, we had enough tin bronze for another 7 ingots, so my worrying about not having enough was all for nothing. Otherwise, it was just a lot of smaller tasks. I harvested some various resources like clay and cattails, gathered 64 cattail roots for another plot, made some more skeps for the bee farm, did some general landscaping in the plain in front of the future keep, and finally made some more fire clay with the calcined flint we cooked up. However, in light of hopefully progressing to the Iron Age soon, that brings us to the present. In this episode, while waiting for the leather to finish up, we're going to do some blacksmithing using the tin I forgot about. I hope to head out towards that iron reading to the north and pinpoint if there's ore near it. On the way, I'd like to make a bit of a detour towards the spawn region with a tin bronze pickaxe to give to the trader to get the story started. And from there, if we find iron, craft some tools and hopefully make some progress on the Dwarven Keep. And with that, we have some tin bronze cooling off here. Now, I plan to use these 6 ingots to make 3 tin bronze plates, 2 of which will go into making the mining bag, and the other one will be into a lantern. Now, the mining bag is great for just that, mining. It allows you to hold 12 storage slots in which you can have stones, ores, minerals, and metals, so it'll be great for our upcoming expedition. And then the lantern is just a better light source to have. Otherwise, the only other thing I really did was made a couple of these longbow staves, and while they're drying, I plan to make a recurve bow with it, as it's been too long so far without a bow, and just figured we go straight for the best one that we can get. Now, you see, it's raining pretty heavy out. We have, let's see, we're just around 2 days for both of these barrels of leather, so we have 2.5-ish days left to go. So whilst those plates are cooling down, I am gonna go kind of head around and look for some quartz and whatnot for, I guess, well, there's that guy. I could head up there and mine some of that, but I'm just gonna go look for some quartz to get for the lantern, and then just kind of, I guess, bum around for a bit. I might dig up that high fertility soil finally, but just kind of wander around for a bit until stuff's ready to go. And oh, looks like those fire clay bricks are ready, which is lovely. And with these, we'll make a more calcined flint, and then they'll be needed for the iron if we end up finding any. Looks like I think our onions are ready to go, so are they all ready? Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab those quick. And then I'll be back with you in a few. Well, with the rift activity at high, I think now's the perfect time to go and forge out those plates. Now, I've never seen that blue. I ended up using all the fire clay bricks we got to make some more bloomeries, and they're just full of flint because we're gonna need a ton of fire clay. And might as well just keep the process going while we're waiting, because once we head out on our expedition up north to here, might as well just wait until or have the fire bricks going whilst we're waiting. So we're gonna head in here and get going on that. I did go out running around a little bit. I didn't find any quartz. Well, I found some in a pit, I should say, and mined that up. But otherwise, just collected a bunch of crops. Speaking of which, that was our onion haul. I think I had 1 or 2 onions in here, so just under 3 stacks of onions is pretty nice. And it looks like our tin bronze is all cooled off. Didn't mean to pick that up. And then there's the new pickaxe head. In the meantime, put 4 of those in there. Grab a bit of charcoal, and get to making these iron plate, or these tin bronze plates. And now we have our item smithed. I did end up making some of these copper tree taps from the tree tapping mod. It allows us to make tree tap kits that passively collects resin, which we'll be needing quite a lot of for industry and automation in the future with our windmills and whatnot. So, and I also made a linen and some more flax twine as to make the backpack, or the mining bag. We need a piece of linen, a flax twine, and those, and that makes a mining bag, which if we replace that, as you can see, there's, oh, that must have items in that one. Oops. Move those around. There we go. Which, as you can see, adds in all these blue slots, which it can hold like a pickaxe, but it can't hold, for example, these ladders or this kit or anything like that. It can hold tin bronze plate, looks like. But, so that'll be a great thing to have when heading out. And then we will, I think I need to make 8 buckets, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So, I can't remember, how do you make a bucket again? Is it that or just that? Okay, just that. So we need to make 8 of these, which I need some more planks for quick. Just do a couple. There we are. And there's the twine. 8 buckets. And then with those, pop them in there, and make the tree tap kits. So those, I'll probably run around then tomorrow and place those on some nearby trees. We also have the new tin bronze pick, and oh, finally, from all the panning I've been doing, where did I put it all? There they are. I found 2 candles, so we can, is it this? Yes, we can make a tin bronze lantern. so we don't have to have this any longer. So put that in there for a little bit of light. Very nice. Alright, ran around, collected a bunch of stuff, including a whole lot of red clay to make all of these fire clay, or all this fire clay into a whole lot of bricks. 2 stacks worth. So that's pretty good. And we'll get those firing probably later today. The next thing I want to do, because we're still waiting on the leather, just a little over a day, I think I'm going to make some of those animal cages, these small ones, and run around and gather up some chickens. And I think I finally want to put the chicken farm in somewhere in the area. I don't know, maybe I'll put it over here, maybe over by the bee farm. I'm not sure yet. It'll probably end up just being a temporary like pit in the ground with a bunch of walls surrounding it, so no bears or wolves can get, or foxes can get in there. So that will be the next plan. Now, you might be wondering where all these little like dirt, packed dirt blocks are scattered about. These are just kind of my rough ideas of future paths. Seeing as how we have this fruit tree here in the middle already existing, I figured just build like a little circular path around it and see how that goes. Still got some fish and stuff going there as well, but other than that, I did go over to the forest here, and all these little like 4-pointed stars are where the tree tapping kits are, and this one here is a double resin spot on one tree. So got all those set up, and so they'll be passively producing as we're out and about. So I'm gonna go ahead and go figure out where I want to put the chickens, dig a pit. Probably also need to put the lightning rod above it, can't forget about that. And especially seeing as how lightning keeps striking and whatnot. So I'll be back with you after I do that. Welcome back. Unfortunately, it seems like a temporal storm is approaching. I'm thinking I'm gonna just sleep through this one simply because of how rough the last one went. So once it gets here, I'll probably just sleep through it. I will say I got the chickens ready. I ended up putting their pen right over here by the farm in like an already existing pit. But more importantly, it looks like our leather is done. So, with the 50 leather, we can pop in here and make our backpacks. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, with 18 leather left over. Now, we can just go ahead and just put this stuff in here for now, and then swap over to those backpacks. Now, we're going to leave one behind, not in this one, but we will leave one backpack behind, seeing as how we're going to use the mining bag for that, for once we actually go iron mining, which will be happening very shortly. But for now, I think we will go ahead and just keep this one on me. Looks like we're getting a little peckish. Very nice. And we can use these reed baskets. I don't think there's anything else to use them for besides we can just get some of our cattails back. And then they can also, I guess, be placed on the ground for decoration, but not too worried about that. I did, like I said, I ended up going up to right around here and grabbing some chickens like you saw. And they're in there now. I added 2 small troughs and some hen boxes, which the small trough is very cheap to make, just 3 planks, and then the boards. Oop, did not mean to take a screenshot. And then the hen boxes are also very cheap to make. So I got those made, and yeah, it feels so much nicer to have this much inventory space instead of half of this much. So I'm excited to get going. How are these staves looking? Nah, not even half dried yet. That's fine. And then up here I just got some rot being made, which, oh, we have a stack. So I am going to come over to this barrel, add this in, seal it, and we'll get some compost that way. But it is getting pretty dark out, but you can just see where the chicken farm is. And I think the only other thing I really want to do before we head out, I guess I can move this into here now. The only other thing I want to do is get a whole bunch more ladders, or at least closer to a stack. I guess I could just craft them up. That should put me right around a stack, yep. And we'll leave these 2 behind, just because we'll need them where we're going. I'll probably end up having to... I wouldn't be shocked if I have to gather up more when we get there. Alright, all that's done now. This will kind of be just a bit of food for when we go. Because there's 3 servings here. I'm thinking I'm going to... It's good for 11 days. I'm thinking I'm going to leave that behind. Just so that way we have the inventory space. I can, I think, survive on some berries and whatnot. And in worst case scenario, we have to hunt when we get there. And then the only other thing, I'm probably just going to bring this. It won't be super useful, but I guess better than nothing. And yeah, I think after this temporal storm and after really after this temporal storm, I think that's about it, and then we'll get ready to head up north. So I'll see you after we sleep through this. All right, the temporal storm was slept through, and I think we're ready to go. I'm bringing this wooden chest to put on my back for on the return. Have the aged wooden bed with us just to be able to sleep, and then have a stack of ladders, stack of torches, and I think we're good to go. I also have the tin bronze pick. I don't think there's really anything else that we need to do. Oh, you'll probably notice that that's the lightning rod, and it's a little ugly. We'll probably put a tower underneath wherever we end up putting the chicken farm. We'll put like a windmill or something nearby, but as you can see here, this is where the chickens are. So we can pop down here. No eggs as of yet, but we have a rooster and 3 chickens. And they're going to be eventually laying eggs and whatnot. So we'll leave them behind. They need access to sunlight, so that's why they're in that pit. Actually, not quite all of the flax is ready to go, so maybe when we get back, that'll be done. All the rye is done, so maybe I'll grab that and pop it into the house before we go. It's late August, so I don't think we'll get another crop, but we should get plenty of grain from this, and then all the flax for the winter time. Should we have everything? So yeah, almost 4 stacks of rye, plus we have a bunch at home already. And then I think right before we go, I also have all the fire clay bricks here to grab up. Perfect timing too, because we'll definitely be needing these for the iron. Hopefully we find some. Oh, that's I'm very happy I came back because I need the prospecting pick. That'll be a little important for where we're headed. Just pop the fire bricks away quick. Put seeds in here, and then all of this rye grain. So we have over over 4 stacks of it, and then once we harvest all the flax, we'll probably have a ton of that too. Let's grab that prospecting pick, put it in here, and I think that's all we need. Prospecting pick, torches, regular pickaxe. Yeah. I believe that should be it. Like I said, we're just going to kind of be grabbing berries and stuff as we go for food. So we're going to make our way through a path I'm pretty familiar with, head up here to this treasure hunter trader, and then head over here. Oh, there's another treasure hunter trader there. Yeah, this one's closer. So, I will meet you guys once we get to the trader. Alright, we're arriving at the treasure hunter trader. I just got pursued by a Shiver with the current medium rift activity. This place is really cool looking. I really like the design of it. Hop in here. Alright, I got the tins bronze pickaxe. And he tells me where the ruin is. Now, I don't know. Does it? Approximate location. Oh, yeah, it added the... Oh, duh. So it's... Oh, it's actually not too far north of the quartz area. Okay. Not too terribly far away. Now, question is, can I sleep? Oh, I can sleep in your bed. Thank you. You're very loud, sir. But should be able to sleep until the morning. It's a little bit brighter out. And then we're going to head off in the direction of the iron. Okay, so it should be light out now. Okay, shut that. Medium rift activity still, but this daylight should be okay. Yeah, now we're gonna head off in this direction. And there's lightning that just struck there. That might be a little ominous, but we're not gonna let it stop us. So I think we're gonna just make our way up this way. And there's a bunch of different methods to do this. I think the best I like to do is just kind of head until you're just on the edge of the map in one direction. And then I'm just gonna dig down until I get to stone. Dig down just a couple more. And then dig out this way. Grab that. The axe away for now. And then I just go out in one direction. This. And then this way. And then you just use it, make sure it's on the density search. You need to get the 3 samples. And let's see, 4.75, which is higher than that, so we'll keep heading to the north. But like I said, those are pretty decent readings, and I'll actually keep the stone because I need it for fences. Again, we'll just head pretty much... Oh boy. Well, we'll head north. We have to shake this bear first. I did run into 2 bears along the way, but they never chased me. One was chasing I think a rabbit or a fox. So this looks like a decent spot. And actually, hold on, sorry. Let's go right here. And once again, just dig down. see about this reading. Like so. 4.32, which I believe is... yeah, it's just a little bit less. So then we'll branch off in either direction from here and see how that goes. So let's head over to this way first. Avoid the bear. Which, I mean, no matter which way you do it, it's pretty decent reading, no matter what, so can't complain. Down a couple. And then this one. Swap over to this, check. And 2.74, so that's significantly worse. So then we'll try heading out to the east and seeing about that way. Check this spot. 3.28, okay. So yeah, it looks like the best place to go is kind of in this area, because we got 417, 475, 491, 421, 432. So yeah, kind of just in this area. Now I'm pretty positive that doesn't mean, you know, it's guaranteed that there's going to be ore in that area. It's just there's a good chance so that we'll find hematite. So I think I'm going to spend a couple minutes setting up like a little base of operations up here on the surface, and I want to grab these, and then we'll kind of go from there, because I plan on leaving with a, again, if we find it, I plan on leaving with a ton of iron. So I want to get that set up and then get ready to delve down. Well, with the finest of dirt huts in the side of a hill as you can get, I think this is pretty good. So right here, I think is where we're gonna start going down. I think I'll actually go out one more, because I would like to dig down into. Now I am gonna put this lantern in my offhand and see how this goes. A little ways down, we will take our prospecting pick and use I think a local search, what is it called? Node search. And see if there's just anything nearby. So let's go ahead and just do that here. Trace amounts of flint, so that's not very useful, but, you know, I guess good to know that it's here. Let's go ahead and swap these out. And let's see. Like that. Let's toss a dirt in here. Actually, it might not be a bad idea to have some dirt on us, simply because we may, if we end up in like a cave or something like that, it wouldn't hurt to have something to block it off. And I'm gonna move the ladders over there. I doubt we'll need that. I won't need that yet. So there we go. And I think the best way to do it is, I should have counted when I did that last node search, but I think the best way to do it is just every 8 blocks. Depends on your world setting, I believe. So, but so there's nothing here. So I'm gonna keep going until hopefully I find something or run out of a pickaxe, or, you know, we'll see how it goes. Be back with you in a bit. Well, I guess we came straight to it. I was just about to take a reading on this block, and looks like we have iron. So that's pretty cool. It is medium quality, so it's not amazing, but iron is iron. So now it should be a pretty sizable vein. Yeah, we'll just put that there. Let's go ahead and get the torches out. Huh, well, that was a lot easier than I've ever had iron. Usually I end up, you know, because like I said, just because you found a, you know, ultra high reading doesn't mean it's going to be in this area. Or right on top of this. So oftentimes I find myself having to dig, you know, a straight down to the bottom of the world tunnel or a pit and doing the prospecting pick node search along the way, and then going, if I find nothing in that one, then going a ways away, doing it again, and like just doing like a grid pattern in that regard. But I'm happy we found this. Now the nice thing about iron is typically the veins are massive. So once you find one, you're not like set for life necessarily, but you are. It isn't like tin or copper or anything where you're gonna have to search around a bunch and keep mining, you know, veins. Usually, it's just you're good to go after the first one, and then it at least gets you set up with tools and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep mining and see how much we can actually get. Well, that was a pretty successful trip. Ended up with nearly 7 stacks of hematite, and then my pickaxe broke, so not much else I could get. Whole bunch of peridotite. I always have trouble saying that. But yeah, I mean, can't complain there. Also got these medium crystallized chunks. So yeah, each of these are worth 25 units, so at least an ingot per, or, you know, iron bloom per. So yeah, there's quite a lot here. We're going to go ahead and pack up. It is morning time. Now, I am going to leave this marked. I'm going to chuck a lot of this in here, just that way I have the inventory space. I am going to leave the leave this area marked so that way I know where it's at, because we will most likely be coming back here, I would say, eventually to get more iron. Yeah, I think that's about everything. So, I need to have an open hand. We'll put the chest on my back. And, yep, got the iron mine marked. Now, I did not leave any torches down there simply because they would just burn out while we were gone. Oop, wrong one. So there's really no point in doing that. I'll just place those there. Yeah. Pretty nice. I am just going to like do this so that way I know where this thing's at. Yeah. In amongst the trees, I guess. But we're gonna be making our way back home now. I don't know if there's really anywhere I want to stop by. No ruins that I can see that I'd want to go over to. But yeah, I think we'll just pretty much just head home, because it'd be nice to get the iron going and have a pickaxe soon. And also, the iron that I was mining was very close to the surface, like extremely close to the surface. And yeah, I saw that bear over there, which I usually have never found it that high, but I will not complain. Once again, I'm shocked at how easy it was to end up finding that vein. Usually it takes me quite a while until I can find iron, so yeah. Anyways, I'll catch back up with you at home. Home sweet home. Looks like our flax is ready to harvest, so we'll come out and do that here in a couple minutes. Let's check on the chickens real quick. At least they're still alive, sounds like. We got some fertile eggs, so that's good. These are technically generation 0. I have some rye grain on me. Yeah, I'll go ahead and fill this up with dry grain. But yeah, these are generation 0 chickens, which means that they're still afraid of me, and as you get along in generations, they become more calm, and you can also eventually just kill them with a cleaver for butchering, instead of having to, you know, hit them with a spear, or knife, or sword. But it's good to be back, especially with all this iron. I am very pleased with how much we got. I did run into a small ruin on the way back, and just got some of this black coal and metal parts, and also found quite a few crops. So, how are our longbows doing? Almost done. Oh, yep, torch burnt out, as I am not surprised about. I suppose this one will be burnt out too. Very nice. But yeah, it's very nice to be back. Now, first things first is grabbing the tin bronze hammer and busting these open. Or breaking these down, rather. I think we'll do that much for now, because the next step... There they are. Let's go ahead and make 4 of these. Hold on there. They do not stack, so. And then these in here. And then 4 of these. And also the black coal away. Grab a stack of charcoal. And let's get to making iron. I am very, very, very excited to be in the, or just about on the cusp of the Iron Age, essentially. It's a very good feeling. I believe this fills up to 120 nuggets. Yep. So we'll fill all these up. And then get the iron going. And what this will do is make iron blooms that we then have to process. We have to hammer off, or go in using the splitting mode. We have to hammer off all of the slag, and then we will get iron ingots. Let's see here, where did I put the charcoal? There it is. And add charcoal. Got a bunch of torches on me. Light these up, they're rather loud. And yeah, can't complain though. Alright, let's get back inside, get away from the loud noises. That away. And yeah. So the next thing I want to do is make some iron tools, namely a pickaxe, an axe, and probably a shovel, straight away at least. And then I'm gonna go chop down a whole bunch of trees in this forest back here, look for any more resin spots, and probably make some shears too. But then I'm gonna make a charcoal pit, and then after that, get started on probably... I'm debating, I want to dig a little bit into the mountain, but I also need to go look for andesite. And I mean, I went not super far north, but I'm not finding anything that looks like andesite up here, so I'll probably just head to the south and see. I've been down to, like, down in this area, so we'll see. It's the next morning now, and we had a pretty bountiful harvest of flax. We got all this flax grain, which will be great for the upcoming winter and for feeding the chickens. But more importantly, we got all of these flax fibers. So those are pretty nice to have. Now I'm going to have to grab... These are like my first tools of my first copper pick, hammer, and then first tin bronze pick. Now, because I believe it sounds like these are done, so I need this to break them open. I don't think you can, like, right-click. Okay, yeah. Don't know if they're too hot yet, so we'll go ahead and grab all these up. Yep, they're still a little warm. And put these bricks away. So we have 24 ingots worth. I think we'll hold off on making any more at the moment, because I think 24 will be plenty. Put the pick back. We'll also put that there. Just put that down, and this down anywhere. There we go. Because let's go ahead and get these iron blooms refined down. So we'll need a hammer. Oh yes, I moved all of the ores up to this chest. So grab the hammer, need some charcoal. You just place the bloom in there. I'm just going to fill it up with charcoal. Might be a slight waste, but we're going to be going back and forth. I won't be using the autocomplete function, at least on the first couple. Just to, at least the first one, to show you how it's done. But otherwise, I'm probably going to use the autocomplete function from Knapster to do a lot of the work here, just because it's a little bit faster. Plop that on there. So what you do is you go to split, and you start knocking off all of this. Essentially, it's like slag. And we can rotate it. And then once all of that's gone, all you do is... Oh, there we go. You just move everything into its proper position, and then you'll have a completed ingot. So it's a pretty quick process overall. Not much to say. Just move everything over. Let's see, do this. There we go. And split off the rest of this. And just like that, we have our first iron ingot. I should have put that on there. I guess, what's the temperature on it? 814. Let's go ahead and make our first thing, which I want to make an axe. So we'll do that real fast. Do a heavy hit. Because an axe would be quite nice to have. Oh, what did I might have accidentally just shaved those off or split them off. I don't know exactly what happened. Anyways, and just like that, we'll have an axe. So I'm going to go ahead and process up all these, and or not all of them, but process up a bunch of them, and then I will be back with you. Well, that wasn't too bad of a haul. I made a whole bunch of tools, as you can see, with 8 extra iron ingots. There's an iron hammer there. But now we'll have pretty much everything that we need to get the base going. I'm just very happy to finally be into the Iron Age. As much as, like I said, I was kind of looking for, or I was thinking about taking it slow. It just ended up making sense just to get into the Iron Age, especially after we found... Ooh, don't need that. Especially after we found that iron. Now, this iron short sword head, I should be able to make this blackguard short sword. Just need a piece of charcoal. There we go. Now, I normally wouldn't be able to make this if I wasn't the blackguard class, but I have, in the world settings, there's an option to turn off class restricted recipes, so I am able to make that. So now we have a significantly better weapon than the copper phallics or even these spears. I mean, the spears will still be useful, but put these into here. Oh, also another great thing about iron tools is now we are able to mine up the meteoric iron. So that's pretty cool. It's just slightly more durable than iron. It's kind of a in-between step between iron and steel, but it's just a very nice looking ore or tool material to use. So I probably won't actually use it for much, except kind of vanity-esque items. Now with the charcoal pit going again and the bee farm fully filled up, I think it's time that we can go ahead and get... Oh, don't fall all the way down. That we can get started on kind of hollowing out the mountain. And really what we need to do, or what I want to do, is just build out the first kind of frame of down here and then kind of expand into the mountain just a little bit. Still need to take off those couple bits of the face there, but it's not super important at the moment. Yeah. So we'll head up here, head back up, grab the splitter plugs, and then I guess I'm gonna fall down again because I need to burrow in, and I need slabs of stone right now in order to kind of just build up the rough frame. I probably won't. I would say I may end up going over to somewhere in here in this granite area to get a whole bunch of granite, but it's not much of a point. I can just get a fair amount here. Also, I realized my mistake. I thought that you could turn these dry longbow staves into recurves, but I was incorrect. So I made a couple recurve bow staves right there that are drying, so those will take a while, and once they're good to go, then we'll have some nice recurve bows. I have some 12 iron blooms ready to process, and then I made a bunch more calcine flint chunks. So I also made a bit of food and gathered up a whole bunch of clay for whatever. My plan for the base, whatever you want to call it, will be, it'll stretch up pretty high, so it comes up here a little ways, and then pretty much goes like this, yeah, and then up to a point, and then back down. So it's pretty big, but that'll allow us to decorate the inside a whole bunch with some big rooms for storage, workshop. We're gonna need places to put the what are they called? Blast furnaces for the steel and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep going with this, and then yeah, we'll build out the base. Alrighty, we're back, and I've done a little bit. It looks very plain, obviously, but this is just the bare minimum, kind of just blocking it out. So, you can see, I wish I could do like a time lapse to show, but at the moment, it's kind of out of reach for me. But the doors, the two big doors, will go right here, and that'll lead into the actual mountain. So pretty much we'll go ahead and work on this side, bring it back all the way. Now I will say it's a little rough working with the rock, just because if you accidentally misplace it, you pretty much have to see like this. I have to break it, and then I lose it. Obviously, I know that you can chisel it, and you can get it back, but I don't always like to do that. So, yeah, so pretty much we just go up one, then two, 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 and then I believe, I thought I saw a wolf, and one like that. And then over here on this side, is it? Yes. So we go 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I did at least put these little pillars in the right spot. I was worried that I hadn't. Go ahead and build this up 6 high, so 2, makes 4. I've been being rather accosted by drifters and the like. So like that fellow there chucking rocks at me. Come on down here, buddy. I had to put the torches on the inside because I had a bowtorn and a shiver spawn inside, and then I also had a bowtorn like drop on me from the top. So yeah, very fun. Anyways, what was that? 4 blocks. So then everything goes up another 2. Oh, don't know how I swapped that. Like that, and then I am out. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally did a whole section of these stairs in the wrong spot. So that wasn't very fun. That should be enough granite. I don't know if I have a chisel, actually. I don't think I made one, so I need to make a chisel if I haven't. I might have made a copper one or a tin bronze one, which if I did, kind of a waste. But anyway, so 1, 2, 3, top of a pillar, top of a pillar, top of a pillar. Okay. So that's kind of the rough front, at least for the base of the keep entrance. I will have to, I'm using this as kind of like the flooring out here, and it gets filled in all the way on either side, and then there'll be pillars. Yeah, this is rough. There'll be pillars that stretch up and everything. I don't know where he went. That's fine. He's down there. Say hello. Oh. See if we get anything good. Nah, just a flax fiber. I mean, I can't complain. Alrighty, as night is starting to fall, I think that is gonna do it for this episode. I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to get shale because there's really not a whole lot in the mountain here. In some spots there's a little bit, but in order to do this whole area, it's gonna take a bit more. But, you know, we at least got a very, very, very rough outline of the base. I have a lot of chiseling to do, so I'm going to need to make a couple chisels. We did a lot today. I'm actually really happy with what we accomplished. You know, leather backpacks. We have a lantern now, which I'm very excited about. We obviously made the mining bag, got started on the kind of storyline for the game, which is all the way up here. Just, again, kind of a lot closer than I thought it would be. And then, you know, I would say biggest of all, we got iron. So we are going to be able to do a lot more, I think, now, because iron just lasts a lot longer and it's a better tool. But now I think things will start snowballing, especially once we start getting food from the chickens and whatnot, besides eggs. I think things will move a lot faster. I don't know if anyone has any suggestions of what I could do for, you know, showing off the building, because I don't know if it looks good. I guess I can do some tests, but I don't know how good it will look to essentially just do a, you know, speeding up of me placing blocks. I think it might look a little weird, but we'll see. Otherwise, yeah, I might end up doing the kind of build up in the cinematic camera and see how that looks as well. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to leave a like or subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I hope to catch you in the next episode. See ya!